Well, it had to happen at some point, Grant, but a new experience for you, the first time that you've had to deal with a defeat.
Yeah, it's obviously never nice to get beat, but if we just made sure to, we told the players that we don't want to try and, we definitely don't want to go 2 games without a win. It's important that we respond in the right manner tomorrow against Millwall. Another tough game, but as I said on Saturday, they're all tough games in this league.
Yeah, because I remember you saying to us, may well have even been a couple of years back, that Posh seemed to have this issue where you lose a game and for whatever reason quite often get stuck in a bit of a rut. I guess that's something that you've been really conscious of over the summer, that if you lose a game, make sure it's a game in isolation.
Yeah, 100%. It's important that we put it right on Tuesday. I said after the game we weren't good enough, but the game's gone now. It's done. It's dusted. They beat us fair and square. We weren't as good as we should have been. The players are well aware of that. We're all well aware of that as a coaching staff as well. We all need to be better. We strive to do that, and hopefully we can put it right on Tuesday.
Yeah, and the good news is you have a real belief in what you're doing in the system that you've got. So I guess it's a case of being very disciplined, and whilst you'll want to make changes, not changing too much because you know that the blueprint's there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the players all know the system. They know the 2-3 systems that we've worked on all over pre-season and training. We tried it in a couple of the games. We changed it into a different system at Rochdale. We changed into a different system on Saturday. We have got a change in us. I think we were good when we changed it on Saturday, actually, the last 15-20 minutes. So we have got a change. But, ultimately the boys know the formations, which is important. We work on it a lot. And I think it's important not to get too carried away with one defeat. I never get too overly happy when we win, and I don't get too overly down when we lose, because it's important to stay level, to stay grounded. I think if you start thinking about it too much and get into it, you could drive yourself mad, really. But the players know they didn't play as well as they could have done. Listen, we all know we're all in this together as a coaching staff as well, and we all need to be better, and we will be hopefully on Tuesday.
Yeah, 10 days into the new season, clearly you'd love to win every game and you'd have loved to have won the 3 games so far, but are you pretty happy with where you're at? Would you have taken that as a first 10 days?
No, I want to win. I want to win every game. 100, you know what I mean? 100%. I want to win every game. We've had 2 wins. We've had a defeat. It's important that we don't lose again now. Especially at home. I think our home form is really, really important for us this year. I think if you're going to have a successful campaign, you need to be good at home. And that's something that we need to make sure that we're good at. It's never nice to lose your first home league game. But it's happened, it's done, we move on. There's no point of dwelling on it. It's good that we've got another game. I'm glad it's a good team coming as well in Millwall, and it's a really good test for us, and it'll show us how far we've come.
Yeah, with Neil Harris, I suppose he's been on a similar journey to what you're starting right now. The progress that he's made over the past year, he's done really well.
He has, and they had a tricky start last year. They didn't start too well, as did Barnsley. So it's important that we keep our feet firmly on the floor. Millwall didn't start well last year. Barnsley didn't start well in the end. They both ended up in the playoff final. So it's important that listen, we all want to start well, but it's important not to get too down about getting defeated. It's not nice to lose at home, but we want to make sure we put it right.
What do you make of the challenge that Millwall will pose?
Like I say, they're a good team. They've got 2 good strikers. The midfield, the young boy in there, Thompson's a good player. Gets about the pitch for them really well. Good experience at the back, and Craig and Webster. So, yeah, I mean, they're a good team. They don't get into the playoff final for no reason. Last year, they've still probably got most of that team together. 1 or 2's left, and they've added a couple of players as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough game. We're well aware of that, but we need to raise our game at least 50-60%. And if we do that, we've got a real good chance.
It maybe got a bit lost at the weekend because there was other stuff to talk about, but Tom Nichols came in up front alongside Paul Taylor. What did you make of how he got on?
I thought Tom did well. I thought he worked hard. He's what Tom's about. You need to get balls in the box for him. We didn't get enough balls in the box. We're just looking at the crossing patterns in our game. We didn't cross the ball enough. Didn't get it wide enough, quick enough to our fullbacks, and the crosses didn't come in enough. But that's something we'll look to do tomorrow. Try and get more crosses in the box for him. Tom did well. I was just saying to the boys this morning, I'd like to see them linking up a bit more. I think they're a bit individualised at the minute. Once they start getting the link up and we start getting that higher up the pitch, we'll be more of a threat.
Do you think that will allow you to really, I'm going to use the word dominate, I'm not sure if that's quite right, but in terms of controlling games, once you get that link-up play, will that come? Because you've had a lot of good moments in matches, but maybe not that continuous pressure, would that be fair? Yeah,
probably. I mean, I strive every day, the work we do with the players is everything's possession-based. Linking up, the passing drills we do, the formations, the shape stuff we do, everything's about linking everything together. And it is disappointing when it doesn't come to plan in a game, but that's what we got to do. We got to make sure we put it together now in the games. That's something we want to make sure we do a lot better moving forward.
With the injuries, I know we've got the couple of long-term ones, but still, just Ryan, the man that you're waiting on.
Yeah, tough. Still struggling a little bit. He did some more stuff with the physio today. Hopefully, he's not going to be too long. It's just we don't need to take any risk with him, and for him to be out, like I said, on Saturday, 8 to 10 weeks if it gets any worse. Hamstring's a funny one, especially for Ryan. He's a big lad, and we just need to make sure he's good to go.
Yeah, and I know we keep asking about him because that's kind of what we end up doing. But of course, you've got Jack and Michael going very well anyway.
Yeah, they're doing well. Jack and Buzzy come in obviously at Rochdale, and he's kept his place in the team, and that's what we want. But what I would say is we've got good competition all through the place, and people chomping at the bit. If anyone takes their foot off, Saturday, I would say most of the players took the foot off. It wasn't just one or two; it was everyone. I can't change the whole team, but nah. I mean, personally, I want to try and keep a settled team. It's a bit of annoying, really, when Michael wasn't quite right for the Rochdale game. He was for the next one, but he hadn't done well. Tough the Rochdale game, same. Jermaine, we just thought he needed another game, so we give him a development game just to get us fit. So it's hard, it's early part of the season. There's a lot of games. I want to try and keep a settled team, but it's impossible sometimes when people's picking up little niggles and so on.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a balancing act, and of course you look at clubs right up and down the country. They're going through the same sorts of things, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But one thing I want to do, I want to try and make sure our players are fit enough or robust enough to go Saturday, Tuesday, and when you've got 8 games in a month, it's important that the rest and recovery is right after games as well, and that's one thing we are getting right at the minute, that our rest and recovery is good. The training's perfect for them at the minute, and the boys are you should be ready for the game when it starts.